But first, it's a long time since Australians have faced hard economic times. That doesn't mean we'll never face them again. Indeed, if you're a betting person, you'd have to say it's now more likely than not, given where we are with inflation. Clearly, that's the government's view as well, and it's sensing trouble ahead, especially from the looming mortgage cliff. Why else would the Assistant Treasurer, Stephen Jones, have been dropping heavy hints today that the Reserve Bank should not raise interest rates any further?
There's plenty of evidence that the stuff that's already in the system, the interest rate rises that are already in the system, are pulling money out of the economy and dampening down on demand. And we are concerned that further increases are going to put pressure on households and businesses.
Now, given the independence of the Reserve Bank is backed by an Act of Parliament, it's rare to see any government MP get the licence to go after the bank. But given Jones is a front bencher and in the Treasury portfolio no less, you've got to assume his hectoring of the central bank has the say-so of his boss, Jim Chalmers. Now, with an estimated 800,000 home buyers coming off fixed mortgages this year and facing, on average, an extra annual bill of $16,000 a year just to keep the roof over their heads, well, it's no wonder the government's worried. But with inflation at over 7%, the Reserve Bank simply has no choice but to keep hiking rates, despite this intimidation from Labor, including numerous stories planted in the media today that the Governor is unlikely to be reappointed. As much as it might be politically helpful for Labor to blame the Reserve Bank, the reality is that the way governments manage their budget matters too. So if you want to help ordinary Australians make ends meet, then Labor needs to be helping the Reserve Bank get things under control, not undermining it. A budget that tries to mask cost of living pain with big spending cash handouts, energy rebates, increases to pensions and welfare. Well, all of that's going to make inflation worse, not better, because fiscal and monetary policy will be going in different directions. It's better to inflict the pain now and get inflation out of the system than to try and avoid a brief but hard landing and end up with years of economic stagnation. And yes, interest rates shouldn't have been kept so low for so long. And of course, the Reserve Bank Governor shouldn't have promised that there'd be no rate increases until 2024. But hindsight won't help people hold off foreclosures. The challenge for Labor is to fix things now and stop the bank blame game. This means not blowing any tax windfall from stronger prices for our coal and gas on permanently increasing the amount we pay in welfare or other social policy grants. It means not allowing green lawfare and overzealous government green tape to strangle new projects in coal and gas area in particular that we need to sustain our export income and our tax base. We saw this last week, of course, with the Environment Minister's decision to block that new coal mine in Queensland. And it means not making a bad situation worse with government policy-induced price hikes on top of recent rate pain, like all the coming power price hikes, as the government's climate alarmists keep jawboning woke public companies into closing down coal-fired power without any secure alternative supply. But above all else, it means letting the Reserve Bank just get on and do its job. But whether it's border protection, workplace relations, budget responsibility, or imposing price controls on private businesses, let alone all the identity political stuff we're seeing with The Voice, now, of course, too, the independence of the Reserve Bank, this government's turning out to be nothing like the safe change that the PM promised. If you care about the economy, you care where we're headed, that's a real worry.